I wanted to downsize so that I could work less and have more fun. Travel more, lower my living expenses, retire earlier, and just have a better quality of life. One of the things about living tiny that I love is that if I want to go somewhere else, my house is on wheels. I call up a tow truck driver, they hook up my house, and I take it with me. Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'd love to show you around my 246 square foot tiny house. So for my tiny house, I wanted a gooseneck. It's 22 in addition to the gooseneck, which is 7. So 29 in length, 8.5 wide, so it's street legal. I designed it myself. I wanted to have basically 4 sections almost equally proportioned. As soon as you walk in, you have the living room kitchen combo. High ceilings to keep it feeling light and airy. Right beyond the kitchen is a little hallway leading to the bathroom, and then up the stairs to the gooseneck bedroom where I can stand up, and then a crawl-in closet that has a washer-dryer unit and a lot of storage above the bathroom. So I wanted to have a separated space, a little bit different than a lot of tiny homes you see that are just one big room. The kitchen and living room being open is okay, but I wanted to fully utilize the space. So that's why I divided it into quadrants and kind of filled the space with the couch. I really wanted a comfortable couch. A lot of times you see tiny houses with little tiny couches that are at a 90-degree angle and just don't look comfortable. Part of the reason living in a tiny house is so I can work less, so I plan to spend a lot of time relaxing on my couch. I wanted the modular couch for options. I don't have a loft, so it can turn into a guest bed if I have a guest over, or if for some reason I can't get up the stairs, I can have a bed here. I also have tons of storage underneath and inside the modular cubes as well. I wanted to have the TV here on the wall. I like to watch a lot of sports and relax. So I have the TV, music I love, and a fireplace for nice ambiance. Right now I'm in California, so it's hot all the time. This can be used as heat, but it's rare that I need it. Hopefully I'll be living where it snows soon. This will be the second source of heat. There's a mini split, so that is mostly used now for cooling, also does heat. The windows are dual paned, so good insulation to keep it warm or cold inside. It's a nice cool day today, so I love to have the windows open, get nice cross ventilation here in the living room, so no need for the air conditioning today. The storage loft was one idea of many to make sure I had enough storage space. I have a step stool. I can also climb on the couch. So we've got the extra cushions for when I open the couch up to a bed. Also an ottoman if I have a guest over and they want to put their feet up, or I want to sit here and use my laptop or eat here. I knew I wasn't going to have a loft that I would be sleeping in or climbing in, so this was the natural option just for extra storage for overflow. Cooking in this kitchen is probably more convenient than my other kitchen, which was a galley kitchen. This one is U-shaped without barely moving. I've got fridge, stovetop oven, sink, prep space, dishwasher, all within an arm's length. I wanted tons of counter space because I do like to cook, and I have all the appliances. I have the half dishwasher drawer, which is a little bit small, but still nice to have a dishwasher at all because I hate doing dishes. 2-burner cooktop, which is perfect because when was I using all 4? Never. Small oven, which is perfect. The other oven was too big. This one takes the place of toaster, air fryer, and oven, so I was able to get rid of a couple of appliances. Large enough fridge for everything I need just living alone, and then full-size microwave. I really didn't have to get rid of anything. All my cabinets aren't even completely full. I was able to get rid of a couple of appliances, but I really didn't have to get rid of anything. I really wanted to keep everything white, light, bright. I love the marble look with the quartz countertop that's more obviously durable than marble. I wanted to make it really cute and girly. In my old condo, I had done things for the sake of resale, so this time I wanted to go completely with just what I wanted, and just all the design choices are just perfectly me. I love wine. I have my wine area, my coffee, and espresso. One of the main things that I wanted was to spend less time cleaning rooms I wasn't using. So it's really easy to keep it clean. I mainly eat sitting on the couch. I can have the ottoman as a stool and eat on the table there if I want. If I want more room for 2 people, I can pop this up and bring out chairs. Or if I ever wind up working remote, that will double as a desk and workspace, but stays out of the way when not in use. So I was living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, and I was working 5 days a week. I was spending my time cleaning rooms I wasn't using, and I was watching a lot of HGTV. That's when I saw the tiny home shows and decided, hey, I could do that. I could lower my living expenses and work less. Why not? So my mortgage when I was living in the condo was $1,600 a month, which was very reasonable, but I did get some equity out of it to pay for the house outright. The house was all in $83,000, so it's a really good price. And then all I have to do is pay $1,000 a month for space rent, which includes water, sewer, trash, electric, and landscaping. So I just fill up my propane tank and pay for any cable or TV services. Parking is the main issue with tiny houses. I was originally going to move to Colorado, but COVID hit, so I wound up having the house brought out to San Diego, and the only place I knew of to park it legally was tiny house block up on Mount Laguna. So I lived there for 6 months, but couldn't take the snowstorms. So then I moved down to the foothills, and I believe we found my parking space on Craigslist or Facebook. I can't remember which. While watching the tiny home videos, I knew that I wanted to take bits and pieces from each that I liked and put them into one that worked for me. So I knew I wanted to design it, so I had to find a builder to bring it to life. I had planned to move to Colorado, so I went to Colorado and interviewed a few builders and then finally settled on Rocky Mountain Tiny Homes. So I designed my tiny house, and then Greg from Rocky Mountain Tiny Homes is an architect, so he turned my drawing into actual architectural drawings and worked with me to fully customize my house and fit in what worked, what didn't. And then he built it roughly in about 4 months. One thing I really liked is I was planning to go out there and help build it, but unfortunately because of COVID, I couldn't. But we did work still very closely over FaceTime and Zoom to truly create my dream tiny house. So it's pretty easy to move. I just have to find a company or a tow truck driver with the correct truck, set it up, they come and hook it up, pull up the jacks, and secure a few things and go. So it's pretty easy. It's a 1-day process unless you're traveling pretty far. When moving a traditional house, you have packing and unpacking of boxes for weeks. I never have to do that again. I did cut back my work schedule to 3 days a week. So now I have a lot more time to work out, hike, take advantage of all the things that San Diego has to offer, breweries, wineries, travel more, volunteer, and just generally relax. I definitely wanted to have a spacious bathroom. I'm a girl, I have a lot of products. I didn't want to be without a tub and that luxury. I wanted a flushing toilet, all the amenities of a regular bathroom, just a little bit smaller. I actually have more storage space here than I had in my condo. This piece I did bring from my condo, so it adds a lot of storage for makeup and towels. I have a very large medicine cabinet. I have underneath the sink. I purposely had the counter built out for more storage and even shelves added as well. I knew right away I wanted a bathtub for sure, with custom tile and a nice shower head with a handheld. I wanted the tiles to be vertical to attempt to make the space look a little bit more spacious. The only sacrifice that came with that was not being able to fit the washing machine in the bathroom. So had I done it over, I would have made the bathroom even bigger. So you're going to see where I put the washing machine next. Up the stairs, you have my bedroom over the gooseneck. It has a door that can be closed off for privacy. I wanted to have a room that I could stand up in, and I have a full-size bed, which is plenty big enough for me, as well as it lifts up and it's all storage underneath. Across from the bed is my closet, which is over the whole entirety of the bathroom, and that's where the washer-dryer unit was put as a compromise since it didn't fit in the bathroom. So for me, a washer-dryer is a non-negotiable. Coming from a condo where I had a washing machine, I would never want to be without one. That being said, the combo units do have their challenges. They take a really long time to dry, they're expensive, they break a lot, but it's still better than nothing. The closet is the full size of the bathroom. I didn't want to have to get rid of any clothes or shoes, so I've got plenty of storage in there. It's not as accessible as I would like because the washing machine is there in front right now. I plan to retire in this house, so I don't even want to crawl into a loft now, much less in 10 or 20 years. But at some later date, I'll probably move it into the bathroom and get rid of the tub. So you can see I have a 29-foot gooseneck here with storage underneath for the air conditioning and the propane. My house is 30 amp electrical, and to keep it to 30 amp, the water heater and the cooktop run on the dual propane tanks I have here. It's fairly easy to be hooked up and moved. You just raise up the jacks, hook it up to a gooseneck truck, and off you go. I didn't want to have to get rid of too much stuff, so storage was a central theme in my design. So on the back here you can see there's an extra storage shed. It's probably about 2 feet by 8.5 wide, so there's a lot of room in there for a lot of outdoor storage. My advice would be to consider what's really important to you and how much space do you really need, because for me, the most important thing is living life and having fun, not trying to make more money, not having a bigger house. On the contrary, scaling back to where I'm actually enjoying my life more and paying and working less. I hope you like my tiny house design and it provides some inspiration for your own tiny journey. Take care.